My hope is we can get him around the team. He's obviously such a special player, but it goes beyond that, especially this time of year.
I'm trying to get what I deserve. I felt like this season playing football, I figured out who I was as a person, as a player.
See, I do anticipate it. Since he is growing up, I love for Cincy.
Welcome back to the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. Welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Zach Zuckerberg-Perkle, here with the host today, Eric. Go and say hi, Eric.
Hi. If you like our content, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment and let us know what you think.
But, other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. So, in this video, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Aiyuk, Tee Higgins, one thing all these three receivers have in common is they're looking for a fat contract extension from their respective franchises. Justin Jefferson
Well, maybe not.
Well, or not, or from anyone really, just a big contract from any team. Justin Jefferson probably being the most likely to stay with his current team. Brandon Aiyuk and Tee Higgins more likely to get traded. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the first of the three stories. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, widely regarded as the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, was recently talked about in a interview by the Vikings' Kevin O'Connell. When asked about Justin Jefferson's situation with the team, Kevin O'Connell said, "I've had a lot of great dialogue with Justin throughout even the early part of this offseason. My hope is we can get him around the team," O'Connell said during an April 15 news conference. He's obviously such a special player, but it goes beyond that, especially this time of year, because the energy, when he's in this building, he goes to work, and how teammates respond to him. We want him here as much as we can have him, but I also understand there's a lot of factors involved. So, Aaron, given this quote from...
Millions and millions of factors. Tens and hundreds of millions of factors.
So what are your thoughts about this this quote from Kevin O'Connell? Does you, in your opinion, does he seem confident that the Vikings are going to be able to get a deal done with Jay Jettis?
I think that's kind of where signs are pointing to, especially since they didn't bring Kirk back. I don't know really where else they would put their money. I think, as we kind of agree, and I think some others, we all kind of think that the Vikings are going to trade up in the draft and try and get a guy. How high they can get, and if they're going to get the guy that their first choice, that's something we don't quite know yet. But I would fully expect them to kind of put a hefty effort into bringing Justin Jefferson back, because where else are they going to spend their money?
Right. Yeah. I mean, rumors are they're looking at drafting a quarterback in the first round this year, potentially even moving up for maybe a J.J. McCarthy or a Drake May. So you expect that they would want Justin Jefferson as well as Jordan Addison and T.J. Hawkinson there to kind of help nurture that young quarterback and give him a lot of targets to throw to. And the last one you would imagine they'd want to get rid of is the best one of the three and possibly the best receiver in the league. With that being said, do you think he's worth the most money?
Yes.
Do you think he's worth
Yes.
being the highest paid receiver in the NFL?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
At his age especially, I mean, he's already top 3 at least. I don't think that's an argument that he's top 3. Still a young guy, still a lot of growth to do potentially even. He may not even be at his ceiling at this point, so just pay the man his freaking money, for goodness sakes. Like,
now's the time to do it. Well, you
young quarterback.
don't have a large quarterback contract.
Yeah, and Jordan Addison's still on a rookie deal. I know T.J. Hawkinson probably just got extended, but that's only one other guy. So I definitely would imagine they've got the cap space to do so, and you would imagine they'd get a deal done here before the season kicks off. So moving on to our second story, Brandon Aiyuk out there in the Bay, San Francisco. Looking for his first big payday as a NFL wideout. His agent has said that he has not officially requested a trade, I believe, but all signs are pointing to if the Niners can't extend him at a value that he feels he's worth, that he may be looking to go elsewhere. In a recent appearance on the Nightcap podcast with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson last month, Aiyuk said, "I'm trying to get what I deserve. I feel like this season playing football, I figured out who I was as a person and a player. What I bring to the table, what I bring to the locker room, what I bring to the organization, and just the value I hold when I walk in that building." San Francisco General Manager John Lynch also said last month that the team is actively talking with Brandon, trying to figure something out, per Nick Wagner of ESPN. John Lynch said, "We have a good history of working with the guys we want to get something done, and it takes two sides," he continued. So, can we do that? We'll see. There's a number of different directions that it could go, but we appreciate the heck out of Brandon and who he is as a player, and we want him to be a part of the Niners. We're going to work towards making that a reality. What do you think of Brandon Aiyuk's situation with San Francisco? He seems like if he doesn't get what he thinks he deserves, he's going to be looking for a way out so he can get it somewhere else.
Give me what I want. You know what I want. I've been asking for it for years. Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Is that kind of what you took away from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's spoken in true, like, Stephon Diggs fashion. Kind of, if you're not going to give me what I feel like I deserve, then I want out. And that's what you'd kind of expect from your diva #1 wide receiver. So
Hey,
I think that's just kind of the way it's coming across. And, there's nothing against it. Go get your money. It's
yeah.
just that's kind of how he seems to be acting, and go get your money, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would agree. Like, go get your money. I mean, Deebo Samuel got his money from that same team that you're playing for. You probably did more for the Niners last season than Deebo Samuel did. By all means, I think Brandon Aiyuk's justified in feeling this way to an extent. He thinks he should be paid like a top receiver in the league, and last year he was a top receiver in the league. So,
He's 100% supposed to feel this way. I mean,
Yeah.
you want your receiver to be the guy who's demanding the ball on the sideline. This is the attitude of a #1 receiver. So
Yeah.
it's not a knock on him.
help
It's how it is.
help carry Brock
you've
Purdy.
seen it. Yeah, you've seen it. Some. Oh. Got cut a little bit.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I have one spot in mind that would be a great fit for him. I think
Where's that?
New Orleans,
Oh,
and it is for one reason and one reason only. So we could call him Brandon Bayuk.
oh, that'd be sick. That'd be pretty cool. Down by the Brandon Bayou. That'd be a dope name. They'd have to, right? Like if
Yeah.
this isn't about that, but it should be because that's amazing. So it gives Derek Carr somebody to throw to. I mean, Michael Thomas been hurt since Vietnam, and now he's gone. And then, I mean, Chris Olave's good, though. Chris Olave's really good. But having someone like Brandon Aiyuk across from him on the other side makes, hopefully, Derek Carr a little bit better than he was last year because he was really bad. So.
He was also hurt.
Yeah. He's always hurt. He's
credit.
always hurt.
I am not the first person to
Derek
give
Carr's
Derek Carr
always hurt. The little mean kid from the Toy Stories is always hurt. And then lastly, we got Tee Higgins, wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. Looking for a contract extension this offseason, obviously. Kind of been a story all offseason. Rumors are that he may get traded elsewhere if he doesn't get the extension he deserves. I believe they tagged him, so as of now he's set to go into 2024 as a member of the Cincinnati Bengals. Recently, in an interview, he was asked whether he thinks he'll be playing for Cincinnati next year, and he did say, quote, "I do anticipate it," Higgins said, when asked if he felt he'd be back in 2024. I've grown a love for Cincy that I didn't think I would, but I'm looking forward to it. With those quotes kind of coming out just this past weekend, it seems that T. Higgins is all set, kind of like an opposite attitude of Brandon Ayuk maybe, to where he's like, "Well, I'm here, might as well play." Is that kind of the feeling you're getting out of T. Higgins right here? Is that he's willing to just play this last year out if he has to with Cincinnati and go out and get his money next year? And do you think that's smart, given not only his injury history, but just Cincinnati's injury history as a whole? Like maybe there's got to be something wrong in the training room up there.
Yeah, maybe something's in the water. It's only hurting yourself, I think. I mean, you're not going to be getting that money, so you might as well go try and win a ring with a team that is very capable, with a healthy, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. So I think I don't think it's a bad thing him kind of being okay with playing in a sense.
Right. No, no, of course not. Um, where do you think he kind of ranks in the wide receiver hierarchy in the NFL? Because he's probably not quite top 10, I don't think. Is he?
Uh, he's probably right on the edge. He could probably be a number one for at least half the teams.
Yeah, yeah, he's probably top 15. That's probably fair. Top
Yeah.
16, I guess. That's fair saying. Yeah, I'm excited to see where he goes. Obviously, there's some spots out there. I don't think he ends up in Buffalo just because of that AFC kind of uh, rivalry, if you want to call it that, where those two teams are kind of contending to be right up there amongst the best in the conference. I imagine he'd probably get traded to either one of the lower tier teams in the AFC, if not an NFC team. Maybe for Justin Jefferson. No. Uh, as funny as that would be. But it'll be exciting to see what happens with all three of these receivers. I think Justin Jefferson seems like the most likely to stick around for at least the long term. Brandon Ayuk potentially being traded this offseason, and then T. Higgins seems like he's ready to play for the Bengals next year and then go chase a bag next offseason. So unless you got anything else, I think that'll do it for this episode of the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. So I'll share sports. I've been your host, Zach Circleberg Burkle, here with my co-host today, Aaron. Go and say bye, Aaron.
Bye.
All right, please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Other than that, deuces.